welcome to my YouTube channel. So friends, in today video we will discuss about how we can use Express.js to create the get, post, put and delete APIs using Node.js. So let's start the session now. So I have already created one folder called node-express in my desktop, and I'm just taking the same in my VS Code. So if you can see, I've already took the same. Also, I've already created a readme.txt file because we are going to discuss the HTTP methods, how we can use the same in Express.js using Node.js. So let's start the session now. So whenever we want to use the Express, which is basically a third party module, so we need to install the Express first. So we can just write npm install and the Express. So first I'm just going to install this module, and after that we can just include the module. We can create an object for Express, and then we can create get, post, put and delete, and then we can just listen this on port number 3000. Also team, just to consume this APIs I will be using the Postman. So I already have the Postman is installed in my system, and I'll be using the same. So let's start the session now. So I'm going in my VS Code, and I'm just clicking on right click, open in integrated terminal. So here I just want to install the Express module, which is a third party module. And if you want to install any module in Node.js, we can just use npm install and the module name, because all the packages we are getting from Node package manager, that is called npm. So I'll be typing npm install express, and after that, the Express will get installed. So you can see here the entire module and Node module which contain all the modules. All right, and I'm just creating one file called main dot is I just need to include this module. So you see, we just need to import the module. So I'm just going it in my VS Code, and I can just say import Express from Express. Once this Express module gets added, we can just create a variable, let's say app, and we can use the Express instance. And after that, we can simply say app.get, because I just want to have the get API. So we can just say app.get forward slash, and then we are just passing one arrow function which is having the request and response, and the response is hello world. Instead of a normal string, if we want to have a JSON, I can just type the JSON, and then in this, let's say I'm just saying the message is hello world, so I'm just sending the JSON response. So this is my first API, which is the get API, and once I'll be using the localhost and the port number, so I need to run this on the port number as well. So I can just say app.listen, and I can just mention the port number. So for example, the port number is 3000, and then we can just pass the arrow function. So this is the arrow function. Inside the arrow function, I just want to type the server is running on port number 3000. So I can just say console.log. It means this is running on port number 3000. And now I want to run this file. So I can go into the package.json, and if you see, we don't have the scripts here, so I can just mention the scripts. Inside the scripts, I can just mention the start, and I can say node main.js. So the moment I will be doing node npm start, so it will check the package.json and it will call the node main.js. All right, so let's run this file. So already we are into the terminal now, so I can just say npm start. The moment I'll be doing npm start, it will read the package.json, and inside the package.json you see the node main.js. The server is running on port number 3000. So I can just go in my Postman, and I can just click on send. So here you can see I'm getting the message hello world. So this is how we can just create the get API, and we can display the JSON response. Now let's say I want to have the post API also. So if I want to create a post API, again I can go into the main.js, and here I can say my variable is app, and then I want to have the post API, so I can just mention the post. Inside the post, the endpoint. So let's say the endpoint is users, and again we can just pass the arrow function. So request comma response, and in this I'm just adding the arrow function. Like I just want to have the JSON response user created successfully. So this is the post API. In the similar fashion, if I want to create the update one, so I can just mention the app dot put, because for update we are using put. Now whenever we are updating it, we are mentioning the add point, and then we are always passing the colon ID, for example. So let's say I want to update my first user or second user, so this ID will be dynamic. And after that, just an arrow function, and inside the arrow function we can just uh, get the ID which we want to update, and then we can just give the JSON response. So the response is user ID with the update successfully. And here we are using the template literal. This is called ES6 template literal concept. And I also want to add the delete one, so I can just take the delete one as well. So app.delete, and for delete also we need to have the ID. And this is the arrow function, so we can just get the ID from the parameters, and then we are just sending this as a response. Here also we are using the same template literal concept which is added in ES6. Now I can just stop this, and I can start the same npm start, and I can go into the Postman to check this. So first is localhost colon 3000. So you see we are getting hello world. Now suppose if I'm just clicking on post, I want to check my post, and in the body I'm just passing, let's say I'm passing the name is Harsh in the body, and I'm clicking on send. So right now you see I'm getting the error cannot post the localhost colon 3000, because the reason is in the post the endpoint is users. So we need to write localhost colon 3000 forward slash users. So this will be the URL localhost colon 3000 forward slash users. So I'm just using the same and send. So you see user created successfully. Awesome. So this post is also working fine, and we are getting the user created successfully. Now I just want to check my put request which we are using for the update purpose. So let's say I want to update my user number 1. So I can just have this URL, and whatever ID will be passing, it will be coming into the user ID, and then we are just sending the response like user with ID updated successfully. So we can just write like, for example, users 1. I want to update it. So whenever we want to update, we are always using the put. So I'm using the put here and clicking on send. So you see I'm getting user with ID1 is updated successfully. Perfect. Now let's say I want to check my delete as well. So here also we have the endpoint is the same one, but this time the method is delete. So we can just go here, and here we can just mention the delete and send. So you see user with ID1 deleted successfully. So this is also working perfectly fine. So all our 4 HTTP methods, the get, post, put, and delete, we have just tested the same on the Postman. So it means the API is ready. Now later, suppose if you want to use the database, either MongoDB, MySQL, SQL, PostgreSQL, so we can just install the same, and we can modify our logic here. So we can always create the APIs using the database as well, or even if you are using the file system, so we can just include the FS built-in module and we can implement the same. So in this example, we have just seen how we can use the Express framework, how we can create an instance, and how we can create the get, post, put, and delete method. And we are running all this on port number 3000, and we are using the Express for that. So we have already installed it, and then in the script we just mentioned the node main.js, because this is my main file which I'm using to create all the APIs. So friends, hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.